The Premier Inn Strategic Management Presentation, created by Paige Harrison. In this presentation, I will give an in-depth look into the strategic and non-strategic decisions of the Premier Inn, the Premier Inn's maturity and appetite in terms of risk, and finally finishing this presentation with realistic and reachable recommendations. So without further ado, let's get started. The Whitbread organisation is the power behind the UK's most successful hospitality brands, such as the Premier Inn, Beefeater Grills and Costa Coffee. They employ over 40,000 people worldwide and serve more than 90 million customers every month. The slide you're now viewing shows the vision and core values of the Whitbread organisation. This slide gives an insight into the Whitbread's revenue. As you can see, the organisation is making steady progress to increase revenue year upon year. From revenue of 1334.6 million in 2008 to now 1778.0 million in 2011. The organisation is doing very well to not take some kind of backlash in terms of revenue due to their ever-weary financial recession. To give an insight of the revenue in terms of Premier Inn, the table to the right shows that the revenue received in 2010 was 697.8 million, and now in 2011/12, 755.9 million. The revenue has increased by 8.3%, showing that although the recession is ever looming, it is not affecting the Premier Inn brand at all yet. The Premier Inn is the UK's largest budget hotel chain, offering rooms for as little as £29 a night. As the official website goes on to state, Premier Inn is an award-winning hotel brand, as well as the UK's largest budget hotel chain, with 620 hotels and more than 47,000 rooms across the UK. Internationally, there are 4 hotels based in the Middle East and 2 in India. The bedrooms all have an ensuite bathroom, TV with free view and Wi-Fi internet access. All the hotels have a bar and restaurant either inside the building or next to it. The Premier Inn is also unique as it offers customers a 100% money-back guarantee if the customer is unhappy with their room, surroundings or service. They have now named this the Good Night Guarantee. This slide also shows the standards and future plans of the Premier Inn brand. Premier Inns in the UK. As previously stated in the last slide, the Premier Inn has 620 hotels across the UK, 4 hotels in the Middle East and 2 in India. This map has been annotated with the Premier Inn logo to show the entity of how many hotels are all over the UK and where they are situated. As you can see, the hotels are widespread across the UK, giving the customer more choice of where they'd like to stay. Corporate strategy can be described as the identification of and purpose of the organisation and all the plans and actions to achieve that purpose. Corporate strategy consists of 2 main elements: corporate level strategy and business level strategy. At the general corporate level, basic decisions need to be taken over what business the company is in or should be in. The culture and leadership of the organisation are also important at this broad general level. At the business level, corporate strategy is concerned with competing with customers, generating value from the resources, and the underlying principles of the sustainable competitive advantage of those resources over rival companies. All information has been taken from Lynch R. 2006, Pearson Education Limited, Harlow, England. This diagram captures those 2 important aspects of corporate strategy, with corporate level strategy on the left and business level strategy on the right. This diagram was also taken from Lynch R. 2006. Strategic and non-strategic decisions. Strategic decisions are decisions that are concerned with the whole environment in which the firm operates, the entire resources and the people who form the company and the interface between the two. An example of a strategic decision would be a company loyalty card for customers, where when customers buy a product or service from the company, they receive a reward once a certain amount has been gained. This will give customers a reason to shop with this company and to feel valued, to then receive a reward for doing so. A non-strategic decision are concerned with the day-to-day operations of the organisation. For example, these decisions would be in the nature of how many staff do we need to train on this machine. In the next few slides, I will be showing strategic decisions in terms of the Premier Inn. The first one, provide constantly high levels of customer service and maintaining high levels of team engagement. An important component of improving team engagement and motivation is providing Whitbread people with the ability to progress through the organisation. This has been developed through operating a number of programmes aimed at giving team members the tools to help them develop as individuals. As a result of this decision, 3,600 skill-based qualifications have been achieved. There have been 500 numbers of participants in management development programmes, 650 team members are currently in learning, 93% success rate for mathematics course students and 9% success rate for English course students. 12,000 management skill courses have been completed now in 2011/2012. Secondly, providing customers with a quality of service that will delight them, as well as ensuring the environment provided for customers' employees is well maintained, clean and welcoming. The Whitbread organisation measures success in creating a great place to work through the Your Say survey, with the key metrics being the response rate and the engagement score. Your Say is an employee opinion survey. It's conducted twice a year and provides the organisation with a great insight into what matters most to their employees. Action plans are then developed after each survey to focus on improving the employee's ability to provide a great experience for customers. From this decision, the following statistics were produced from the survey in 2010/2011. In 2010, the response rate for hotels and restaurants was 79%. Now in 2011, it's gone up to 87%. Also with the engagement rate in 2010 being 67%, to then increasing in 2011 to 72%. This has shown that their employees do care and do respond well to giving their opinions in a survey. From the results that the company has received, they can then form decisions to make the company overall better for the employees and of course the customers, as this has been saying. Finally, the Good Together programme. It encompasses a range of corporate responsibility activities, including training to enrich the lives of team members, improving the nutritional content of the food served to aid the well-being of customers, and a reduction in energy consumption, which saves the company money as well as having a positive impact on the environment. In terms of the effect the Good Together programme has had on the Premier Inn, here are the results. Sustainable construction and energy efficiency, opening a 10th green site in January 2012. The Beef Eater restaurant in Premier Inn in Cornwall. It includes a number of energy and water saving features, including solar PV and electric car charging pods. Carbon emission reductions of 0.75% across the board. Carbon emission efficiency has improved by 11%, and now there is a carbon reduction target of 25% by 2016. There was a 5% reduction in water use relative to sales, and 83% of waste from our hotels and restaurants was diverted away from landfill. On this slide shows the diagram of the Good Together programme in terms of hotels and restaurants. Non-strategic decisions made by the Premier Inn. The first one, employing low-level staff for housekeeping duties. Information. The employee with the maid role will not need to be vastly academic, as this job role does not require vast academic skills. The amount of people that could apply for the job is greater. The outcome. Housemaids are not entitled to a full and large wage, as their job role is basic and lower in the job title ranks. Another point to add is that housekeeper duties require little to no training, therefore saving the organisation more money to spend on other things. Overall room checks from management providing guests prior to guest staying. Information. Management check guest rooms before guest stays to make sure the bedroom and bathroom is above board and everything is where and how it should be. If the room is not to standard, a process can be carried out to amend the fault. For example, if the bed looks unmade, a housekeeper can be called in to fix the problem. Outcome. The guest is more likely to be pleased with the overall standard of their room, as it has already been checked by the manager, and therefore they are more likely to like their stay. Training all reception staff with the correct computer skills to authorise refunds and sales of guest rooms. All receptionists should be trained appropriately on the computers to make sure that when a guest is being dealt with, the problem and query is being dealt with efficiently and correctly. Outcome. Receptionists is less likely to need assistance with tasks in terms of computer and booking systems, therefore giving other staff members the time to get on with other duties. This will also shorten queue times, and the customer is less likely to become distressed if the query is approached and concluded the right way the first time round. Controlling risk at the Whitbread organisation. Both Whitbread hotels and restaurants and Costa maintain risk matrices. Aligned to their respective strategic goals, the matrices analyse the risk to the achievement of those goals and priorities those risks are as low, medium or high based on both the likelihood and potential impact of each risk. The matrices are accompanied by supporting schedules outlining the controls in place to manage each risk. These matrices, together with the control and mitigation, are reviewed on a quarterly basis by the respective management board. On the slide now is the Whitbread risk matrices. The process. Link risks to strategic objects. Prioritise risks based on likelihood and impact. Articulate the key controls on which the business relies in mitigating and or monitoring the key risk. And drives quarterly updates to the status of risk and controls. This slide shows two of the marketing risks facing the Premier Inn. The first one, consumer spending being adversely affected by the macroeconomic environment. Commercial action plans have been developed by the group's business in order to ensure that, in the challenging consumer economy, the Whitbread continue to offer excellent value to their customers, so that hotels, restaurants and coffee shops are the number one choice in their market. Current trends stable. Secondly, market risk 2. Change in the market or competitor activity adversely affecting trading in any of the company's businesses. Actions to outperform the competition are developed on a strategic and tactical basis. Significant customer research is carried out with the Premier Inn. The customer insight received is used to develop action plans. Consumer trends both in the UK and overseas are analysed and competitor activities monitored. Monthly reports are produced by each business for the board. Current trends stable. And finally, future recommendations for the Premier Inn. Have a delegated team or director for each business within the Whitbread organisation. When looking at the structure of the Whitbread organisation, it becomes apparent that there is not a set director, manager or team for each business the organisation owns. If a certain team or director was appointed to business each, these businesses could be looked into and analysed in depth to allocate new strategic decisions and identify problems, therefore creating an advantage that customers can enjoy and beating competitors. Every business can be broken down to specify problems and areas that can be used to an advantage. Monthly meetings can be held where one director each informs each other of the situation of the business they are in charge of, to therefore identify problems as soon as they arise and let the correct employees know of how each business is doing. Every employee has a director they can cohere to if they have any questions and queries about one particular business, and their query will be answered efficiently and correctly. Secondly, market the fact that Whitbread businesses are being sustainable. Customers care but are not aware. For example, the Green Together programme. Use leaflets and posters in Whitbread businesses to show customers how they are helping and what the organisation is doing to help. Customers will feel purpose and proud to be consuming products and services from an organisation that cares and is giving back. If customers are aware that they are making a difference in your store in comparison to another competitor, they are more likely to revisit a Whitbread store and become a loyal customer. Create package breaks in hotels situated around attractions, e.g. 2 Broadway show tickets plus 1 night sleep in a Premier Inn hotel equals a certain price. Use hotels situated around attractions to your advantage. Create packages that offer a certain amount of nights at a Premier Inn with a Broadway show ticket or a weekend break near Alton Towers with some tickets. If a customer sees that not only does a Whitbread provide a night's stay in the Premier Inn, but they can also buy tickets to fill out their stay with activities, they are more likely to purchase from the Premier Inn, therefore generating more profit from guest stays and giving customers an added bonus to staying in a Premier Inn hotel instead of a competitor. Finally, create cheaper room tariffs to keep ahead of the competition. We are now in 2012 and in the depth of a financial recession. Customers have become more aware of value and the value for money they will receive. Although Premier Inn has the most hotels around the UK, it's simply not the cheapest when it comes to competitors. Customers are more interested in the cheap price rather than the added luxuries, especially when competitors are given the same service for less. The Premier Inn will be in the same league as its competitors if it lowered its prices. Customers will look upon Premier Inn as an option rather than just a luxury. Get customers in with the price rather than with the service, and with this in place will ensure a revisit from a guest and a loyal customer. Finally, this is the end of my presentation, and here is my reference list. Thank you for listening.